Hello there, everybody. I know I took the weekend off last weekend to prepare for the Super Bowl, but we had two huge upsets in college basketball tonight, and we got three more big ranked matchups, two in the Big Ten, that'll have everybody talking. And I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to have a blast tonight. I know this is an impromptu show, but I just feel like doing it because March Madness is going to be here before you know it. And we will start the show right after this. All right, a little bit of John Tesh to get you guys excited for the world of college basketball. What a night we had tonight. Two huge upsets. We have three huge ranked versus ranked matchups tomorrow on this Tuesday night. And we got a Big Ten race that's so crowded, we couldn't fit another team in even if we wanted to. But first, let's begin with the two upsets of the night. Virginia upset its number 7 Duke 69-68. Reese Beckham, a three-pointer at the buzzer to send everybody at Cameron Indoor home disappointed. He only had 7 points in the game, but a three ball at the end to take this game at the horn. Virginia led by 12 at one point, for crying out loud. But for Virginia, I'll give them credit. Jaden Gardner, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. He was 8 and 19 from the field and 1-1 at the free throw line. Caden Shedrick, 16.6 rebounds. Not much to brag about. Our man Franklin, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals. As for Duke, Mark Williams, 16 points, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 3 blocks. Trevor Keels, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists in this game. What were the deciding points in this contest? Virginia shot 47.7% from the field. Duke only 42.3%. Duke did better from beyond the arc, 35.3% to Virginia's 16.7%. They only hit 3 threes all night, including the game winner. Duke out-rebounded Virginia 39-32, but turnovers. Duke turned the ball over 15 times. You cannot do that. I don't care if you're a high school team, if you're in the NBA. You cannot turn over the ball over 15 times if you want to. You're not going to win. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. Duke shot 81.8% at the free throw line. Virginia only shot 55.6%. And they still lose it. 15 turnovers. That's what killed them tonight. And that's all there is to it. But before I move on, we need to hand out some hardware. We need to hand out a couple of I'm going to hand out 2 Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Awards for this game. The first Hardwood Award recipient, Jaden Gardner, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block, 8 of 19 from the field. Congratulations to you, sir. You just got yourself a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. You are a first-time recipient, and my congratulations to you. Who's the other one going to go to? Our man Franklin. I'm going to give one to him. He may have only had 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He also had 3 steals. He had 4 steals in the game. So based on that, I'm going to be a nice guy, and I'm going to give Armand Franklin a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. So my congratulations to you 2 gentlemen from the University of Virginia for picking up a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. And what are these Hardwood Awards worth? Nothing but except a attaboy and a pat on the back. But hey, you're getting some recognition. Be thankful for that. But what about Duke? If Duke would have won this game, Duke would have been on the 1 line for the NCAA tournament. It's not too early to be talking about bracketology with Joe Lunardi. There could be a lot of changes now. Duke, this is the same Duke team that just trounced UNC by 20 on the road at Chapel Hill. And Duke, the ACC this year has been nothing but a lackluster. Duke is the only ranked team in the ACC. How ridiculous. We're usually talking about Duke, North Carolina being in the top 10, top 20 by now. Maybe Virginia or maybe even NC State at this point. But the ACC to me, and I'm sorry for sounding like this, the ACC has been a little bit of a lackluster this year. And that's all there is to it. Duke had chance after chance to put it away. But they blew it. And Reese Beckham, a 3 at the buzzer, that was so bad. Now, what will happen with the release bracketology report? We don't know. But this is a major setback that Duke did not need. Now, the other upset of the night. Number 20 Texas upsets number 8 Kansas 79-76. And what a victory it was for the Texas Longhorns. Timmy Allen, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. He was 11 of 17 from the field and 2 of 3 at the free throw line, for crying out loud. Trey Mitchell, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Marcus Carr, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals in the game. Andrew Jones, 10 points, 1 rebound, 2 steals. As for the Kansas Jayhawks, Jalen Wilson, 18 points, 11 rebounds. Oh, I hate numbers like this in a losing effort. 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He was 6 of 10 from the field and 6 of 8 at the free throw line. I hate a double-double in a losing effort. I hate it. I feel like that all the time. David McCormick, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks. Christian Braun, 13 points, 1 assist. That was it for him. Which I could be. 11 points, 6 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block in the game. How in the world did the Texas Longhorns do this? I mean, think about this. The Jayhawks shot 55.3% from the field. They shot 38.8% from beyond the arc. Texas only shot 41.8% from the field and only 15% from beyond the arc. But the Longhorns shot 87% at the free throw line. Kansas only shot 65.2%. The Longhorns just barely out-rebounded the Jayhawks tonight, 33-31. But once again, turnovers. The Kansas Jayhawks, for many years, have had a turnover problem. They had 15 turnovers in the game tonight. That's all there was to it. You're not going to win. And I preach it. I preach it. I preach it. If you get more than 10 turnovers, you're 9 times out of 10, you're not going to win a ball game unless your opponents do 100 times worse. I shouldn't sound like this. That's the way I am. But I preach it all the time. Turnovers are not going to be your friend. I have never seen anything like this in my life. Bill Self, you got to have a major meeting with these guys, with your team. If you want to win the Big 12 tournament coming up here in about a month or so, you got to tell these guys, you got to stop turning the ball over. And that's all there is to it. But now, let's stand out some hardware. I'm only going to be handing out one Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award for this game. And it goes to Timmy Allen. 24 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, 11-17 from the field. 2-3 at the free throw line. Congratulations, Timmy Allen. You are a recipient of a Scott Manning Basketball Hardwood Award. And my congratulations to you, sir, on a job well done. Now, we got 3 huge matchups, 3 big ranked matchups tomorrow night. I'm going to start in the Big East to get the Big East out of the way early. Number 18, Marquette, faces number 24, UConn. UConn is coming off of a bad loss to Villanova. And I mean a bad one. And Marquette's coming off of a good win. But I have 4 players on my watch list, 2 from each team, to watch out for. For Marquette, Justin Lewis. Look out for him. He's been averaging 16.6 points per game and 7.9 rebounds per game. He knows how to get the job done. He's been shooting 44.4% from the field for this game. And if you can see what this kid can do, he can be a headache for anybody in the Big East. And that's all there is to it, my friends. That's all there is to it. And that's the bottom line of the matter. Now, for the other end, for my other player for Marquette on the watch list, Tyler Kolek. He may only average 7.2 points per game, but he's been averaging 4 rebounds per game, and he leads the team in assists with 6.1 assists per game. He's another one you got to look out for here tomorrow, here on Tuesday night. Now, for UConn. I haven't talked about the UConn Huskies much because they've been a little bit of a lackluster in the Big East. But anyway, for UConn, I got 2 players on my watch list. R.J. Cole is the first one. He's been averaging 16.4 points per game. Look out for him. And he's been averaging 4.5 assists per game, and he's been shooting 40.1% from the field. This guy is good. If he can just get it together, UConn may have a shot at beating Marquette. But the other one on my watch list for tomorrow night, Adam Sango. This guy's been averaging almost 15 points per game and averaging almost 8.1 rebounds per game, and he's been shooting a remarkable 53.2% from the field. The Marquette Golden Eagles are going to have their hands full tomorrow night. On Tuesday night, I mean. That's all there is to it. These guys, Cole and Sango, look out for these 2. Marquette, you're going to have your hands full. Justin Lewis, you're going to have to put up almost 20 points, 20 to 25 points if you want to beat UConn. Tyler Kolek, you got to shoot up. You got to get like about 15 to 20 to have any chance. And that's all there is to it. And if you look at it, and also too, keep in mind, UConn's been averaging 78 points per game. Marquette's only been averaging 74.1. This is a toss-up, a Big East toss-up in the eyes of many, in my opinion. This is just me talking. Keep that in mind for Tuesday night. All right, that is your Big East matchup. Now, the next two games are going to be coming courtesy of Big Ten country, and which is where I'm from. I'm an Ohio State guy. And I'll be talking about the Buckeyes here in a minute. Now the rankings come out. Number 13, Michigan State versus... Let me look here. I got to recheck my notes. I want to recheck my notes here real quick. Number 14, Michigan State against number 17, Wisconsin. This is a big game tomorrow night. This is a Big Ten battle, and the Big Ten race is going to get crowded real quick. Now for Michigan State, I have 2 players on my watch list. Gabe Brown is the first one. He's been averaging 13.1 points per game, 4.5 rebounds per game. And he's been shooting 42.9% from the field. He scored 20 points in Michigan State's loss to Rutgers. How embarrassing. The other player on the Michigan State watch list, Malik Hall. He's only been averaging 10 points per game, but he's also been averaging 4.9 assists per game, and he's been shooting 56.7% from the field. He had 14 points in their January 22nd matchup against Wisconsin. The Spartans won that game 86-74. Now, on the other side of the ball, the two players I have on my watch list for Wisconsin, Johnny Davis, or should I say Johnny on the spot. He's been averaging 18.7 points per game and 7.5 rebounds per game and 2.2 assists per game. Look out for him. And the other player on my watch list for Wisconsin, Brad Davidson. He's been averaging 10.3 points per game and 2.9 rebounds per game. He's been shooting 44.2% from the field over his last 10 games. That is something to think about. That is the truth of the matter. And this game is going to be a toss-up. We have almost a virtual toss-up in this game. Wisconsin's been averaging 72.2 points per game. Michigan State, 71.8. Keep that in mind. But Michigan State's only allowed 67.9 points per game. Wisconsin's allowed 70. Look out for that. Keep these numbers in mind. And for shooting from the field, Michigan State has been shooting 46.1% from the field. Wisconsin, 43.4. If you stop and think about that for a minute. This is a game that's going to have everybody talking. This is a Big Ten battle. Now, I know it's on the Big Ten Network. And I know a lot of people all over the United States don't get the Big Ten Network. But keep this game in mind. You can watch it on Big10.com. You know I am. I know I am. Because I got special interest in this game. I really do. All right. Let's move on to the big main event. And I know this is going to be crazy. I'm calling this the big main event. But it's a 9 o'clock game on ESPN. Number 13, Illinois. Number 3, Purdue. This game is at the Mackey Arena in West Lafayette. Not a fun place to play. Illinois and Purdue have already played each other, but that game was in Champaign, and that was a battle. Now, I have 2 players on my watch list for Illinois. Kofi Cockburn. This guy is remarkable. 21.5 points per game. 11.4 rebounds per game. This guy's been averaging a double-double per game all season. And he's been shooting 60.3% from the field. And the other guy on my watch list for Illinois, Trent Frazier. 13.3 points per game. 3.8 assists per game. This guy is tough. This guy is going to be hard to beat. But I have 3 players on my watch list for Purdue. First on my watch list for Purdue, Jaden Ivey. He's been averaging 17.3 points per game. And he's been averaging 47.7% from the field. Look out for him. The next player on my watch list, Travion Williams. 12.4 points per game. And this guy knows how to rebound the basketball. 8.2 rebounds per game, and he's been shooting 56.9% from the field. Look out for that. And my last player on the watch list for Purdue, Sasha Stefanovic. 12.1 points per game, 3.7 assists per game. This is going to be a fun matchup tomorrow night. And I'm going to be straight with you on this. And that's the truth of the matter. Everybody in West Lafayette thinking this game's going to be a blowout. Purdue's been averaging 84.5 points per game this season. Illinois only 77.1. But anything can happen. Purdue's allowed 68.7 points per game. Illinois, 65.5. Purdue's been shooting over 50% from the field this season. Illinois, 46.2%. This, my friends, is a huge game tomorrow night. You're thinking, number 13 Illinois, number 3 Purdue, blowout, right? You might want to rethink that because the Big Ten race is crowded. We got 5 teams vying for the Big Ten regular season crown, and there are 4 teams. The top 4 teams get to walk all the way into the quarterfinals of the Big Ten tournament. Sitting at the top of the Big Ten, number 13 Illinois and a 10-2 record. The Fighting Illini are tough. You better watch out for them. Sitting a tie in the number 2 spot, who with the tie? Number 14 Wisconsin, number 3 Purdue. You want a battle? This is where it is. This is where it's going to be decided. But don't count on Michigan State either, number 17. They're only a game and a half back. But one more team you got to throw into the mix. Number 16, Ohio State. We're 2 games back. The Buckeyes are only 2 games back in the Big Ten race. This is where it's going to get interesting. And you know, the one thing that bothers me is everybody talks about how great the ACC has been. The ACC has been a disappointment. The Big Ten has been the better conference in college basketball this season. Ohio State has a shot at the Big Ten regular season crown. If they can get us some teams to lose somewhere, and if we can get a lot of wins under our belts, Ohio State could possibly jump into the top 4 and possibly take the crown. And the Big 12 has been a little bit of a disappointment. I have a strange feeling. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have a strange feeling that if we're going to have some Big Ten representation in the top 4 when the latest bracketology report comes out here in a few days. Keep that in mind. The Big Ten race is really heating up. And everybody in ACC country knows it. ACC country and especially Big 12 country. They talk about how great Indiana and North Carolina have been. I think both those states have been a little bit of a disappointment this season. Michigan, in the state of Michigan, they always have great players come out of that state. But I will say this though. The Big Ten race is heating up. And the bottom line is, my friends, we'll see what happens on Tuesday night. 2 huge games in the Big Ten. Please tune in because the fireworks are going to be good. We're going to have fireworks tomorrow on Tuesday night. And that's all there is to it. Okay, folks, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys so much for being with me tonight for this impromptu show. I know this is impromptu. We had 2 huge upsets. We had 3 big games. I wanted to talk about the Big Ten. But I want to thank you guys so much for being with me. I will be back here tomorrow night for the wrap-up and the look ahead to Wednesday, to possibly of a crazy night on Wednesday night if I need to. But I want to thank you guys for taking this time with me tonight. I really do appreciate it. You guys have a great night. Get some sleep. Thank you so much for being with me, and God bless. Good night, everybody, and I thank you.